Good morning. I'm saying good morning because this particular Kriya or set of movements that we're going to practice is called morning wake up. And I'm in my daughter's bedroom filming this because the other room has this crazy amount of light pouring in the windows and you absolutely cannot see me at all. It's blinding. So here we are. Welcome. And I am going to do this from a bed because when I learned this particular Kriya, my instructor was always saying, you know, morning wake up can be done first thing in the morning, and it could be done in your bed. And so I thought, what a great idea to film it in bed and just take away all the barriers to you saying, you know what? I just don't have time today to get into my chair and do my yoga, or I don't have time to get onto my mat. You can make this fit. And once you do the video with me and you learn all the poses, and you take away all the talking that I do, right? You can absolutely do this in like less than 5 minutes in the morning. And it is my go-to morning practice. This is what I do. And just this morning, I woke up kind of funky. I think I'm a little bit tired. I woke up at 4 a.m. I smelled a skunk. I don't know. My window was open. Anyway, it never fails to make me feel better. Now, it doesn't solve all of my life problems, but it takes my body and it moves that energy and it's fabulous. So, we're going to do it. We're going to do it together. I'm going to explain all the things to you. I'm going to give you options for poses and make it absolutely doable for you. Okay. You can do this on the floor, right? You can do this on your yoga mat. And we're actually going to start sitting up. All right. So, this first little exercise we're going to do isn't part of morning wake up, but it does just kind of help us get the energy flowing and connect to our breath. So, if you're in a chair, you can do it in a chair, you can do it on the edge of your bed. Now, do make sure this bed is very low. Do make sure that your feet are firmly on the ground for this seated position, okay? And that your hips are nice and level. All right. So you might need like a small block or stool or something if your bed is extra high. Okay. So we're going to pretend that you just woke up. Maybe you did. So great. We're going to go ahead and just roll those shoulders up and back a few times. Okay. And as you're doing that, go ahead and start drawing that breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. And you can even pair this movement. It's a nice thing to do to roll the shoulders up. Inhale. Exhale the shoulders down and around. Roll the shoulders up. Inhale. Exhale the shoulders down and around. All right, now set your shoulders down and away from your ears. Open up your chest. If it feels good, close your eyes down. That's often very helpful to bring us internally, right? And I'm just going to ground my hands down. So I'm going to put them on my knees. And I'm sitting up nice and tall. I'm lengthening through the spine from the very base of my spine all the way to the crown of my head, making sure I'm not leaning back with my head, but I kind of got a slight tuck to my chin to lengthen through the back of my neck. And I'm just going to continue to take some nice deep inhales and complete full exhales all in and out through my nose if I can. I know it's starting to get to be allergy season, and so you can get a little congested. This is actually helpful for some of that. But if you're finding you absolutely cannot breathe through your nose, it's okay to do through your mouth. The reason we do our nose is that will speak to your nervous system very quickly and tell your nervous system that you're safe. And this is the state of change. To be safe is where we can start to heal and change. We cannot heal when we're stressed out, right? All right, so a few more breaths here. Checking in with that pelvic bowl. So making sure that your bowl, right? If your pelvis was a bowl, you're not spilling your soup out the front and you're not spilling your soup out the back, right? You've got it nice and level, chest lifted. And feeling that expansion in your rib cage, breathing in, expand in the front body, in the back body, in the side body. As you exhale, a slight contraction back. Inhaling and exhaling. Beautiful. All right. So what we're going to do, and you can continue with that nice slow deep breath, open your eyes so you can see what I'm doing here. We're going to turn that inhale into 3 little sips of breath. So it's going to be, okay, so you're going to fill, fill, fill. All right. With that breath, you're going to take your arms up on the first inhale, first sip. You're going to take them out, and then you're going to take them forward again. All right, so one more time, it's going to go, I have to exhale. All right, here we go. Okay, that's 3. And then on the exhale, you're going to blow out your mouth and fold forward. And then you're going to slowly roll one vertebra up at a time and then set those shoulders down again. Now, if folding forward feels uncomfortable to do that, too much, if that's just uncomfortable, put a pillow in your lap. It'll lift you up a little bit and you can go. And then slowly roll up. All right, so let's try that. If you've got it and you want to close your eyes down, amazing. If you want to keep your eyes open, great, also fine. Breath is the most important thing here. All right, here we go. Let's go. Good. Slowly roll up. Take your time, take your time. Feel that spine. Again, inhale. Beautiful job. Rolling up slowly. I forgot to turn off my notifications. I will do that in a moment. Again. Starting to feel more energized. Starting to wake up the energy of the body. I'm going to remove my pillow so you can see it a few times without. Really tuning into the sensations of your body as much as you can. Again, inhale, pulling your mind out of your head and really bringing your conscious awareness to the sensations in your body, to your breath. One more time. Good, and rolling up nice and slow. Nice and slow. And then again, finding that long, lengthened spine. I want you to connect your pointer finger and your thumb. Okay. This is called Gyan Mudra. And this particular acupressure point is activating for your brain, puts you in a meditative state, a very expanded state. All right. So just sit up nice and tall. Find that level pelvic bowl. Find your nice grounded foot on the floor, both feet. Feel each foot. Breathe into your body. And don't run away from any sensations of tightness or pain. Breathe into those rather than ignoring them or putting a story behind them. I can't do this. My back hurts. My back always hurts. Oh, I think it's this, right? Pause that thought. I thought, see you later. Breathe into that. Take that breath and send it where it needs to go. Allow that breath to expand that place in your body where you're feeling it. Allow that exhale to be a release. Now, again, we're often breathing through our nose, but if that release feels better through your mouth, the exhale, that can be a powerful release point. So again, tuning into what you need is always what I'm going to say is the right thing to do, okay? All right, so we're going to start this morning wake up. The first pose, we're lying flat, all right? So we're going to have a pillow. We're all going to start with a pillow. Now, traditionally, we would do this pose. It's called stretch pose. We would do this pose with our head on the ground, our feet on the ground, but we're going to do it with a pillow because it's going to be supportive. And if at some point you decide to get rid of your pillow, that's up to you. All right. But we're all going to start like this. So my head is on the pillow and I'm going to lie flat. All right. my hands are going to reach down like I'm gonna touch my toes somehow, right? Already, if I start reaching my hands, I can feel some engagement in my core, right? So this is a very core active exercise, and your core, your navel point, is your fire point. And hopefully, you've already done the breath of fire and diaphragmatic breathing video. If not, go back and find that so you can learn that breath of fire and start really getting it, because we're going to use breath of fire in this position to really activate your fire, your get up and go, your let's take action and let's get some stuff done today, right? So, what we're going to do is we are going to scoop our hips forward. So, when you're just lying flat, right, you probably have a little bit of a space under your low back and kind of like that little natural arch, right? What we're going to do is we're going to take that away. And the way we're going to take that away is you're going to scoop and drive your belly button into the bed, all right, or into the mat, wherever you are. So again, let's try that. You're gonna scoop. You're gonna lift the bottom of your hips up. The top part, right, the top of your pelvic bowl is driving down, and your belly button's driving into the bed. All right, holding that, you feel that core engagement. I definitely do. All right, this is going to be the position. Okay, head on the pillow, scoop up and under, nice strong drive into the bed. Now, if that's enough, you're going to stay there, relax. You're going to stay there. We're going to try it for about 15 seconds, okay? If you can't hold that scoop and that belly button drive for 15 seconds, that's fine. You're starting where you are, and you're slowly going to build this amazing core strength, which is going to energetically give you that fire, that drive. Nothing's going to stop you. All right. That's what we're working on here. Yes, we're working on your core musculature. Beyond that, you're going to feel that determination, that willpower. Okay. It lives here. Okay. So we're going to do that. Now, if that's enough, stay there, and you're going to do long, slow, deep breathing, that deep, powerful breath. If you feel up to it, and you don't always, but if you feel up to it, you're going to try breath of fire, that rapid pumping breath through your nose. All right. Okay. We got this. Now, we're all going to try it just like that. Okay. So stretch those arms down. Okay. Head on the pillow. Go ahead. Scoop those hips. Drive that navel point down and into the bed, and start your breath. Here we go. Keep going. Feel that navel fire. You've got 5, 4, 3. Hold it, 2, and relax. Whew. All right. I don't know about you, but I feel the fire. If you close your eyes and you connect to that point, I see yellow. I feel fire, right? Okay. So we're going to do it again, and I'm going to give you some more options. So you can either stay there, stay with what that first choice was, or we're going to do it this time, and you're going to lift one leg at a time. So this adds a little extra work for your core. All right, are you ready? I'm excited. Okay, here we go. Head is on that pillow. Stretch those arms down. Scoop and start your breath with the legs if you want to. Here we go. Really connect to that breath. Use that breath. Stoke that fire. You've got 5, 4, 3, 2, and relax. Whew. Nice. Take some deep breaths. Close those eyes. Connect to that energy that you've already awoken in just 2 little snippets, right? You already feel that. Okay. Keep breathing. Connect to your energy. Let it circulate. We're going to add one more thing. And this is the eye gaze, okay? So you've probably heard someone say at some point, where your focus goes, your energy flows. And that is so very true. Coming back to that idea will help you in enormous and immense ways, right? Where are you sending your energy? Is that really where you want to be sending your energy? Do you really want to spend all your energy on whatever so and so said about what you did and how it was the wrong thing to, or whatever, right? So, our eye gaze is very important when we're doing Kundalini yoga. In this pose, you have choices. You always do, of course, but you have three choices in this pose. So, that's exciting. You can choose to look at your toes and just stare at your big toes. Just stare right at them. For me, when I'm doing that, it feels like the idea of whatever I'm determined to go and do, that's what I'm looking at. That's what I personally do. You could also look at your belly button as you're either doing breath of fire rapidly or you're doing that long, slow, deep breathing. You're seeing that belly rise and fall a little bit, but it's connecting you to that fire. You are so connected to your fire if you're looking here. My personal favorite is to close my eyes down and do third eye gaze. Now, third eye gaze, all it means is you close your eyes, you gently roll your eyes up as if you're looking between your eyebrows. Now, this particular eye gaze will slow your thoughts down and bring you very internal, is why I like it. So, choose toes, choose belly, choose third eye gaze. Try all three at some point and see which one you like. All right. All right. We're going to go one more time. We're going to go a little bit longer this time. So, your job, this is your job, to stay very connected to your body and what your body needs. So, if you're starting to lose your contracted position, that's when you need to take a break. And it's your job to know that. Okay. So I'm going to have us going. I'm going to keep saying, go, go, go. But if your body is saying, hey, we need a break just for real quick, and then we're going to come back, perfect. Okay. All of us are moving different energies. And so you might be moving some very dense energy. And that might be why you need a break before someone else does. All right. So also remember that it's not weakness. This is what are you moving through? And you might be moving some really heavy, dense stuff. All right. So here we go again. Head on the pillow and reaching those arms down and either one leg at a time. I'm going to add one more thing here. Sorry, I just realized. Or like stay down and you're just with that curve. You can also lift both legs. All right. So this would be full stretch pose if that's for you today, and it might not be. All right. So let's find our position. Let's find our eye gaze. I'm going to do third eye gaze. Go ahead and tilt those hips, drive that belly button into the bed or into the mat. Here we go. Feeling that fire build, really stay connected to your drive, your determination. Nothing can stop you. Stay connected to your body, stay connected to your breath. You've got 10, 9, 8, keep going, 7. And relax. Full relax here. Go ahead, close those eyes down if it feels good. Connect to that third eye gaze. So just gently rolling your eyes up. Breathe into your body. Sense into where you can feel energy moving and running. Where have you awoken your energy? And where is it wanting to go? And just tuning into the nature of your energy, feeling how pure it is, feeling how much light it contains. As you're connecting to energy, you might even see color, right? Like sometimes when our energy is really active, we can start to, with our eyes closed, right? It's like, especially something like a pose like that really makes me see gold and yellow energy, right? Okay, next position is is nose to knees. All right, so you do not have to have your nose to your knees. That is definitely not a requirement. Intention is really powerful, and so you may have heard of studies that have been done on, athletes, people that have been injured. They injured their right arm, they trained their left arm, and then they just visualized training their right arm, right? And then there were these crazy findings that, oh my gosh, the right arm actually kept up with the left arm, right? Or just visualization training for athletes and things that your brain's ability to speak to that body part, it's unreal, right? Or it's real, we just didn't realize. All right, so I'm going to show you some variations and you're going to find something that works for you. All right. So, nose to knees is kind of this idea that you're curled into a tiny ball. All right. If you're like, there's no way I'm curling into a tiny ball like that. Or maybe only one leg can come up, right? Or maybe I can set both legs here, right? I just want you to find a position that somehow is a ball, right? So I have more pillows. So, if it's this is still a ball position. All right. So some sort of curled up position. And from here, didn't talk about it last position, but for this one, really wanting to pull that energy up from your root. So engaging your pelvic floor, right? And this is going to be great for pelvic floor health as well, strengthening those muscles. So you're going to find a balled position, whatever works for you at this point today, right? And you're going to engage that root lock, meaning pull up at the muscles of the pelvic floor. You're going to close your eyes down if that feels okay. Find that third eye gaze. And then we're going to add either long, slow, deep breathing or breath of fire, right? So, whichever one is going to work for you today. Let's practice for about 15 seconds, all right, for the first round. Now, lifting your head again is optional. If this doesn't feel good, leave it on that pillow and you're fine, okay? We're still doing it. All right. Go ahead, engage at the pelvic floor. Find that third eye gaze if that feels comfy today, and go ahead with your breath. Here we go. Deep breath in. Pull up at the root, pull up at the pelvic floor, third eye gaze, and relax all the way down. Good work. All right, connecting to that energy, feeling where it's circulating. Beautiful. All right, we're going to do that one again. So you're going to get another practice, right? So when you're doing these and you do them on your own, right? Setting your timer for wherever, meet yourself where you are. If it's 10 seconds at a time, beautiful, right? Practice each move 3 times, right? And then you've got 30 seconds of each move, beautiful. 30 seconds to a minute of each move, I think is going to be profound. And you work yourself up to that point, and you'll find that in no time, you're able to do each one for a minute. I guarantee you. I remember the first time I did a minute of stretch pose, I thought it was the hardest thing, right? But your body is so adaptive and so resilient. And I think I said this before, but I'll say it again because it needs repeating. Your body can build muscle, build bone, heal, recover, reprogram, right? Your brain, your neural networks can reprogram to the day we die, to the day we take our last breath. So do not tell yourself the lie that you can't do this, all right? You absolutely can. Okay, so we're gonna do this one more time. Find your balled up position, engage that root lock, find your third eye gaze, and here we go with your breath, whatever you're choosing. Connect to that fire at your navel. Keep going. Draw that energy up, 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 bringing it all the way from the root to the very top of your crown. Deep inhale. Pull up at the root, third eye gaze, and fully relax. Beautiful. All right. The little sort of, I always think of this as a transitional position, and some people hate it and it doesn't feel good. So I'm going to show you a few reps, but skip it if it's not working for you. It's just a spinal roll. Okay. And all that that we're doing this for. It's kind of like this idea you've woken up some energy in your body, and now you're going to encourage it to move up that spinal cord, right? And your spinal cord, it is housing, right? That's that major network of your nervous system and the communication and speaking to all the glands. And so this is really excellent for your endocrine system. Endocrine system just meaning like the system that makes all your hormones, right? So if spinal rolls don't feel good, I mean, they kind of feel really good on a bed. So try it and see. But if it's not working for you, skip it. No harm, no foul. All right. Then we come back to our seated position. I'm going to scoot you back just a little. Boop, so you can see my arms. All right, back to our seated position. This is the last position in morning wake up. So if you were to do 30 seconds of each of those movements, like you could totally have this done in like less than 3 minutes. And you feel better. You do, right? You feel better. All right, I already feel better. Okay, so this next one, you're going to bend your fingers and like push your fingers into the top of your palm. Okay, you're gonna do it to both sides. Your thumb stays out. All right, you elongate through that spine. You find that nice neutral pelvic bowl, all those things, grounded feet. You're gonna take your arms, and it's about 60 degrees, but finding somewhere in this arc line to raise your arms. Now, if raising your arms up isn't going to work, you've got some shoulder tightness or tension, just see where you can get your arms out. All right. Want our arms extended because the idea here is, again, we're going to activate that energy at your navel point, your fire center. And it's going to, as you lift with that pelvic floor, it's going to start moving that energy up and into your heart space. All right. Heart space is a space of courage and love and compassion, all those beautiful things. Now, this energy, and you might feel it as we're doing the movement or the position, you might feel that energy start to run down your arms. All right, so this is the idea that you awaken that energy, you move it up, and it's going to start coming out your arms. And this space, right, this is your electromagnetic field, and your heart has an electromagnetic field that can be measured, right? And so this particular position, you're sort of clarifying your energetic field. And this is like your little Glinda bubble, right? You arrived in your pink bubble, and you can make your bubble pink or white or blue or whatever you're feeling. You might see a color while you're doing this, right? So this is you cleaning up your little energy bubble, and you can set the intention, right? If you're doing this in the morning, I'm clearing my bubble, and this is my bubble. This is my bubble all day long. So everybody else's funky energy that tries to get in my bubble, no, my energy is powerful, and I'm in my space, and I've cleaned it up, right? So this is an awesome pose to know. It's called Radiance Charger. All right. So you're in this position. You're drawing up through the pelvic floor, nice long spine, slight tuck of the chin. You're going to close the eyes down and find third eye gaze. And then you're going to start that breath of fire. And if breath of fire isn't for you today, long, slow, deep breathing. All right. We're going to try it for 15 seconds. Just see what you notice. All right. Try to stay focused on the body and come out of your mind. All right. Here we go. Keep those shoulders down and keep that chest open. You've got about 5 seconds. Deep inhale. And relax. Just shake those arms out. All right, that was a pretty short one. We're going to go again for a longer amount of time. And remember your job. If you're starting to feel like you can't hold it, right? Ask yourself first, can you hold it just a little bit longer, right? There's not a lot of danger here to this one unless you've got, shoulder pain or something. I don't want you to feel pain ever. But this is one you can push a little bit harder on versus stretch pose. We never want to hurt our low backs, ever, ever, ever. We don't want to hurt ourselves at all. But this one you can push yourself a little bit harder on, or kind of reach that point where your ego brain, the I can't do it brain is braining, right? So let's see if we can overcome that and push just a little farther. All right. And just again, anytime you're finding yourself up here, I'm doing it wrong, it's not working, oh my gosh, bring it out of there, connect to your body, connect to your energy. All right. Okay. Here we go. One more time. Get those fingers in the right position. Thumbs are up. Find where you want to be in this arc line here. Draw up at your root. Open up that chest. Shoulders are down. Third eye gaze. Here we go. If you find your brain circulating, connect to that root. Pull up at the pelvic floor. Feel that grounded nature of your feet. Feel the energy moving from your navel up and into your heart. Energy starting to build, starting to feel it run out my arms. Now imagine that bubble, that beautiful energetic space around you. And with every breath, you're clearing out that bubble. You have 10 seconds. You can do this. Deep inhale. Bring those thumbs to touch at the top. Touch your thumbs, reach those fingers for the sky. Imagine a column of light coming down from source, a column that envelops you. As you exhale, bring your fingers down and around in this beautiful fan of light. Beautiful. Connect your pointer finger and your thumb again. Put the back of your palms on your knees and just sit up nice and tall. Connect to your energy, drop those shoulders, open that chest. Notice how your body feels in this moment. Notice your breath. Notice any parts of your body asking for attention. And again, rather than running from that, send that breath, that nurturing light into that space. Expand that space with your breath and allow the exhale to be a release. Beautiful job. So you can stay in that last, and you can lie down for that last little integrative piece, but it is always important to come to stillness at the end of practice to really allow that integration, that energy to settle, right? Really, really proud of you. So one more time, you can go through that video. I know I talk a lot, and it really lengthens it. Once you've done it a time or two with me, you can absolutely do this on your own, and you can do it first thing in the morning when you wake up, or any time that you kind of need a reset and a let's go. All right. I'm really proud of you, and I'm also just really grateful that you're here practicing with me, coming back to your power and your radiance and your beauty and your truth, because it all lives inside of you and it's all energy, right? Energy. That's all it is. Beauty is energy. Love is energy. And that's what you are. All right. Go get them.